What is up, people? YouTube, it is I, Super Mariozilla, or you can call me Vinny, and today we are going to take a look at the S.H.MonsterArts Kong 2021 from the movie Godzilla vs. Kong. For the first time in years, Kong returns to the MonsterArts line. I know he's not called King Kong, but he's still King Kong no matter how they get past copyright. So to see Kong here is nothing short of a miracle. I wasn't expecting him, honestly, but he's here. Does he deliver? Well, that's why you're here, right? We shall see if Kong is worthy of that spot on your shelf. Fun fact, this figure was not based on the CGI model. This is actually based on Kong's skeleton, and Bandai got a professional gorilla sculptor to sculpt the figure based on the skeleton. So with that in mind, not everything is going to be one-to-one from the film GVK. And the material of Kong is also softer than all the other S.H.MonsterArts figures. Not a bad thing, and yes, that will come into play in the articulation section. But regardless of that, this figure looks... oh my god, this figure looks fantastic. Kong is great. The paint job is superb. I went bananas seeing this in person. The paint has a combination of many different browns to match his color and look in the movie. Darker brown is painted underneath. Over it is the lighter browns. The claw marks on Kong's chest are captured beautifully and blend in well with the figure. The transition from skin to fur is nearly seamless, and the skin and fur details, beautiful, gorgeous. I can definitely gush over how good the details are on this figure for hours. Kong really has no glaring issues here, in my honest opinion. I guess maybe the only issue is the fact that he's very glossy, but to be perfectly honest, that's a nitpick. It doesn't really look that bad in person. Kong looks great. Now let's cut the monkey business and move on, shall we?
Kong's articulation at first is a little bit strange. Like, the engineering is not what you would expect out of MonsterArts or even a Figure Arts. Nonetheless, articulation still is pretty good. It's just that some of the way they engineered some of the articulation, it's weird at first, but once you know how to use it, you're able to use it. So, let's get into it. Head is on... well, there you go. Head is on a ball joint. Can look this far up. Can look this far down, but not really because the beard walks away. And can look pretty much just side to side. So that's pretty much an upgrade over the Peter Jackson Kong that released like 100 years ago. Neck is on a ball joint. Waist is also on a ball joint. Oh my god. Well, it seems like Kong can't stop losing his head. Anyway, this whole piece... this is a floating piece. This isn't a joint of any kind. The top part is on a double ball peg. It's a little bit stiff, so may have to take a disc up to it later. Lower waist is on a ball joint, so you can get some decent movement out of that. Shoulders are on ball joints. Can go up just about this far and can also do a full 360. No problem. Biceps can swivel, because this part of the elbow is connected to the shoulder on a double ball peg, so this bicep piece is only a pocket. So the articulation is pretty much from the elbow, and his elbow articulation is excellent. This part right here is on a single ball peg, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a double. Hand is on ball joints. It's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Legs are also on... well, you saw that there. Legs are also on ball joints. They connect to the crotch piece. They connect to the crotch piece, which is also, I think, a pocket. So Kong can kick forward about... oh my god. Wow. This much. Kong can kick backward about this much. And splits. Yes, he can indeed Jean-Claude Van Damme it. Like the shoulders to the biceps, then the leg to this top knee joint is connected on basically a ball peg, so it acts as a thigh swivel, and also the first part of the knee joint. Speaking of knee joints, it's also, yeah, mine are a bit loose on both knee joints, so that kind of sucks. Anyway, both knees are able to bend pretty far. Wasn't expecting that for such tiny legs, but hey, it works out. The feetsies are on ball joints, so we actually do get excellent ankle rocker movement. And toes are on ball joints. Kong's articulation, like I said, engineering is a bit strange at first. It's something you really do have to take time to pose around and get used to. But once you're able to do that, you can get Kong into some pretty sick poses if you know what you're doing. Get him into some nice monkey poses, so he can battle Godzilla with no problem. Yeah, pretty cool stuff if you know what you're doing. So if the articulation is a bit strange, don't panic. Just mess around with the figure. You'll know how to use it, and you'll know how to pose them. So Kong's articulation is not bad. It's some pretty good stuff.
Kong has a good amount of accessories, but something about them really irks me. I'll mention it in a bit. First off is obviously the neutral face that was already on him in the package, and next is the whirring head for Kong, which looks really good. And here's the irksome part. No teeth-gritted head. I could have definitely used that look so Kong would not be constantly roaring in my photos, and the neutral face, if not used properly, will make Kong look like he's being put to sleep. Anyway, next up for the hands are two fist hands for punching or beating his chest. Open, calm expression hands, or they can be used to grab Godzilla, it's up to you. Then we have two knuckled up hands to make Kong walk on fours. Then finally there are two gripping hands for, you guessed it, his axe. Paintwork on the bone part is great. I love the gradient effect it has, the shading is beautiful. Well done. The dorsal plate is okay, but it's not transparent, which to me is a missed opportunity. Also, the paint job looks unfinished. The silver, which is dry brushed, does not cover the whole plate on one side. The other side, though, is fine. That annoys me, it really does, but it's not a huge deal, and it's most likely only on mine, so keep that in mind. Kong's hands are fairly soft plastic, so putting the axe in them should not be a problem. And now, Kong has the weapon that can actually defend him from Godzilla's own atomic breath. Nice. For size comparisons, here is Kong with some other Godzilla figures you may or may not have. Kong is shorter than the Peter Jackson King Kong that came out years ago. Kong is a good size for pretty much all the figures since he doesn't tower over them. And of course, we needed a MonsterArts family photo, and yes, I did use the 2021 Godzilla just to remain consistent and current. And speaking of which, here is Kong with Godzilla 2021, his companion release. Kong sizes well with his other MonsterVerse companions, so getting him into a display will not be a problem. Kong is fantastic. I cannot stress that enough. I love him, and honestly, he may be in that top 10 best MonsterArts Godzilla figures. I won't say where, but he definitely make one of the top spots. The only thing that's really wrong with him is the awkward articulation engineering, but that's something to get used to after messing with him long enough, so that's not really a knock on the figure itself. Definitely not a bad thing. This is the first time in a long time I've loved a MonsterArts figure this much that isn't a Kiryu figure. Maybe I'm being too generous, but honestly, I can't help myself. Do I think he's overpriced? Not really. I think $70 is a decent price for this figure. Another thing, to watch out for is that Kong may end up with some pretty bad derp eyes. But if you get one with his eyes looking straight forward, you have a winner. Kong is getting an excellent 9 out of 10 and earns that spot on the MonsterVerse shelf. Thanks so much guys and gals for watching. Please tell me your thoughts in the comments down below and check out some of my other stuff while you're at it. And if you're interested at all, please consider subscribing. It really does help the channel out and helps combat YouTube's BS algorithm rigged against smaller channels. Also, check out my other links to social media. The links are also in the description below. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.